What's up, guys? So this is our new project. It's a 2018 Miata, Mazda Miata. It is a GT, a Grand Touring. As you can see, it's got some front end damage. It's gonna need a fender here. It's gonna need a hood. This is the hood that came off of it. It was hit about right here. It did pull both frame rails over. As you can see, just from what's left, it is tweaked. So on a couple things we're gonna need. Gonna need an engine harness from the looks of it. It did cut it in half. So we're gonna need an engine harness. It was sitting right here and it got cut. We're gonna need, from the looks of it, both frame rails. Maybe both shut towers to be safe, both aprons. I know we need a subframe, so we're going to go through that. Basically, though, today, we already got a new knuckle, a replacement knuckle, a used replacement knuckle. As you can see, this this wheel is destroyed. So, going to need some wheels. Tire has an impact hole in it as well, if I can find it. Right there. From where the rail, I believe the rail, because this was bent in quite a bit, hit it. Unfortunately, this is how I got the car. It was a Copart car. The guy I got it from, I traded a Lexus that I had bought recently for it. So we're also going to need this door. I know it's a little hard to see, but it is creased right here. So you can get a nice view of that. So basically, guys, the plan for this is just to rebuild it. And then after we rebuild it back to OEM, we're gonna go ahead and possibly start modifying it. You know, that we can talk about that in a future video. For this video, though, what we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna pull the suspension apart, because if you can see, that sleeve right there is supposed to be in the knuckle. But it's not. The new knuckle that we got had sleeves in it, but the control arm that was on the car in the accident, which is still on this side, is damaged. And it did hold the old sleeve from the other knuckle in it, because it did break off. I actually think, excuse the mess, this is all the parts I got with it. And guys, I have everything, so that'll be really nice. I have everything, literally every piece of this car, except for one headlight that was completely shattered, and the front bumper, since it was completely shattered, or broken apart. So as you can see, the knuckle here sheared this nipple, or this nub, clean off. So these sleeves, this sleeve right here, each one of these has one of these sleeves. So we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to get this rolling, because right now it wobbles just a little too much, and when you put it on the ground, it'll actually drop out, and it's kind of a pain to move, basically. A couple other things we noticed right off the bat, and we were told by the guy I got it from, needs a water pump pulley. The water pump itself is in amazing shape. I mean, the whole car, I guess a little bit of a breakdown. It's a 2018 with 12,000 original miles. It is an automatic car. I know, a lot of people are going to hate that. We may be manual swapping it, depending on how much I can find a swap for, etc. If not, we'll roll with the auto and then either sell it or build it. And yeah, this is just kind of, I got this for the channel as something to actually build, because builds in the past, I wasn't exactly in the best financial position, like the Skyline and whatnot. I wasn't in the best financial position to build those. So, thankfully, I am in a way better financial position now. And long story short, we can build cool stuff. So, that's what we're going to do. I figured I'd start with this, just because it popped up and whatnot, and we'll go from there. So, it'll need a crank pulley that's chipped away, as you can see. Right there. Water pump pulley had the same thing, which is bent. and then an air conditioning or an AC condenser pulley. As you can see, it's quite nicked up right there. But everything worked still, minus the engine itself starting, because of that harness right there. It actually crushed. Initially, it was actually cut when this rail was cut by accident, but that's okay, because the fuse block itself is completely mangled. And I mean, it, you know, we probably could have jumped a few things and fired it up like this, but all in all, we're still going to need a harness. So I'm actually going to go ahead, pull this off, throw that in a file, since it was just sitting on there. So yeah, I mean, we have everything, like I said, for this car. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm actually gonna pop this fender off because it's just sitting on here, so it doesn't fall. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take this wheel off, get the knuckle out, and then we can start getting the sleeve off of the control arm and then into the knuckle. So I'm gonna set you guys up and we'll get it done. So we'll go inside here, show you the inside for as much as I can. So here's the interior. I know it's really hard to see. I apologize. So we know for sure we're gonna need a new clock spring, or a new, well, yeah, I guess clock spring airbag for the steering wheel that did deploy. It's actually the only airbag that deployed, thankfully. That way it didn't mess all this stuff up. So we're gonna need a new one of those. We're also going to need to send in the driver seat belt, which is in this pile of parts on the floor. We're also gonna need to send in the driver seat belt to get rebuilt, which working on finding somebody to do that since I've never had it done. But yeah, it's crazy to me that you know, it's a 2018 Miata, and we'll go through a cost breakdown and whatnot after we're all said and done. But it is a beautiful car, and I can't wait to drive it. It is a, like I said, it's Grand Touring with a red top. So yeah, I'll let's go get to work. so we got the whole assembly off with the wheel. Apparently it doesn't want to come off the wheel, so I'm going to go ahead and very carefully attempt to get this off the wheel really quick, and then we'll check back in probably like 5 hours once I get it off. Alright, so got the hub assembly off. Finally. I did crack this sensor casing right here, unfortunately. I meant to hit right here, and I ended up hitting like an idiot. That's alright. We have another one from our original hub right there. Right there. So, what I was talking about is this sleeve right here. So you can tell this is a sleeve. It does sit in there all proper like. And this guy here don't have a sleeve. You can obviously see some damage from the removal of the sleeve that used to be in here. And then you can see this sleeve here, this sleeve slot, nice and clean. This one's for the tie rod end. So I'm actually not gonna continue messing with this in particular tonight. This I'm gonna bring to work with the sleeves and just press the sleeve in properly after I sand the absolute hell out of that. I mean, it'll be okay. It's just got some nick marks coming through, and I don't, obviously want to avoid that, so the sleeve goes all the way in. So coming on over here, I'm gonna have to get this sleeve off, obviously, and then along with that one right there for the lower control arm. The upper control arm is still, from what I can see, still really good. The bushings, the bushing itself is really nice, really stiff. The arm mounts up really nicely. It doesn't look to be bent. Just as a precaution, I'm probably going to go ahead and get one anyways. The right front suspension is actually fine. But, yeah, the left front concerns me, along with the shocks, because, I mean, I'm pretty sure that right there is shock oil. Not, I know it's not engine oil, so it's more than likely shock oil. But that's alright, we'll get there when we get there. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, and I'm probably just going to take this tie rod end off, as much as I don't want to do it this way. And I'm probably going to go ahead and press this into the knuckle with the dewap there. Maybe. Actually, now that I think about it, no, I'm not, because I can't do that, because I have to be able to screw it back on. So, I'm going to go ahead and remove this, and then take this whole thing with me to work tomorrow, and get that bushing off, and then get it pressed into our knuckle assembly. Moving on, steering rack. He told me there may be a crack, he doesn't remember. From the looks of it, I don't see any cracks. I thought, where is it? I thought this might have been a crack. You can kind of see it right there, it's a little worn, but it's just a casting mark. So, I think we're okay on the rack, which is good, because these electronic racks, I think they're like $1,100, if not more. But yeah, so moving on, I think we're gonna go ahead and catch you guys tomorrow when we're at the shop pressing our bushings in. So yeah, give me a second, I'll see you there. So I know this was kind of a short video. I think we're gonna go ahead and call it there. Maybe go through a quick break. Yeah, let's go through a quick breakdown. So this fender here, you can kind of see there's quite a bit big of a dent there. So we're gonna need a fender. Unless I can find somebody that can fix this, like a paintless dent repair guy that's really good. We have all the AC lines. We're going to need an AC condenser, a radiator, fan shroud assembly, have the hoses. We're going to need one hose. One is pretty messed up. Going to need an engine harness with a fuse box. We're going to need let's take this fender off here. We're going to need these upper aprons. I don't think I have to do them. I think I can get away with fixing these, but I may just go ahead and do them anyways, since we're going to have to pull the engine in to do the actual aprons. Unless we don't have to, then that would be great. But we do have, onto that, we do have an engine mount that's broken as well. You can see it right there. It is dead broken in half. So we're going to need both frame rails, the right and the left. I think I'm going to get the strut towers just to be safe. So the strut towers, both aprons, the front subframe, all the arms and the stock suspension and whatnot, unless I do aftermarket coilovers or something for the driver's side. The passenger side is all good. It was bolted up before. He threw away some of the eccentric bolts though, because one of them was dinged on this side but not bent. I don't know, but he did say it was bent on this side. So we're gonna go ahead and get all new eccentric bolts, stuff like that. I'm not even gonna worry about trying to use the old ones. And then obviously a windshield, which is gonna be pretty expensive because they have the radar camera system in the glass, and I would like to keep that if possible. Crank pulley, AC pulley, water pump pulley, core sport, both headlights, front bumper, hood, both fenders, unless we can save this one. I have all the hardware and stuff like that for those, thankfully, so we won't need that stuff. Our cowl is good. I have the cowl. It's just it's actually what's in the car with the box of bolts. Both windows are good. We may need a driver door, unless that can be fixed. The top obviously is in perfect shape, thank God, because these red tops are actually extremely expensive and extremely rare. Coming over the rear end. In the rear end, the car is minty clean. This door is not lined up because when I got it, the doors were not on it. We set them on it and just got the bolts in enough to get it on the trailer. I will need a driver side skirt. The passenger side skirt's actually great. It just has a little scratch. Let me see if I can find it. Right there. I don't know if you can see that, but there is a scratch. Right there. But other than that, it's pretty simple. Just gonna be undoing the panel bond and then all the spot welds, and then we're just gonna replace this whole section on both sides along with the frame rail and all that stuff. So yeah, let's I think we're gonna call it for today, for today's video. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications for more. Let's make this happen, and let's make this one rowdy build. All right, guys, and I'll see you next time.